And hello, everyone. It's Thursday, and it's time to talk about some robot trading. We're starting a little bit late today, and it wasn't even my fault. Isn't that what losers say? It's not my fault. Well, I'm saying it's not my fault. What do you think of that? Because I was sitting here waiting for GoToMeeting to start this, and it would not. But if you're watching this on the recording, you don't even know that. So why did I tell you? I'm Scott, and we're going to talk today about the Heron. I just released a short-term day trading robot yesterday. It's a course, it's a robot, it's discretionary, it's everything. But we're also going to add just a little bit of devil's advocate at the end of this too. But first we're going to talk about the Hornet and some interesting things that you may or may not know. And I assume we're going to get through this quickly. If you want to ask some questions at the end about the Heron or anything else, we're going to take some time out for questions also. All right. And okay, good. All right, here's the website. I'm going to close down my little screen there, and we're going to get started. All right, that's my website. Sometimes I refer to it at the beginning of our webinars. I did put up a new fair value page. I offer a fair value course. It is near and dear to me. As I've said many times, it's probably my favorite way to trade. So why do I put all my money on it if it's my favorite way to trade? Well, you can't use big trade sizes. That's really the only drawdown. Oh, play on words, because you also get drawdown, right? The drawdowns can be bigger. They almost can be infinite, right? When you trade without stop losses, things can happen. You get into trouble, and honestly, you don't know if trouble's ever going to end. With fair value, you kind of know when it's going to end because you're trading towards fair value. But anytime you trade without stop losses, it can be scary and you can be in stuff for a long time. I tried to make this course where it's so darn picky that we don't just get into trades willy-nilly. And people have actually complained, oh, it doesn't trade enough, right? Well, there's a reason for that. We're trying to stay away from the drawdowns that last forever. All right, so there's your 2-second update on the fair value. But there is the fair value page. So you want to talk about it right now? No, we're not going to. We'll do it at the end. Tough noogies. We're going to talk about the Heron. And what's the Heron? It is a day trading system. You may have heard me say that. Now, the big question is, why am I releasing this? Why? You need to know the why behind everything. It makes you trade better, helps you understand what's going on, gives you confidence, and oh, by the way, it makes for trust. I've said on a recent podcast, I'll talk about that later, but I said on a recent podcast that the most important thing for traders is trust. And I've said it here too. If you don't trust the system, and if it's not your system, if you don't trust the person giving you the system, it's not going to work. Excuse me. Okay. So you need to know why I'm doing this. And plus I like to share. Okay. The why is really important, as I mentioned. Here are the reasons I did this. For a long time, I've been doing this, and I didn't know, I couldn't exactly be happy with what I wanted, the vehicle to do it with, all right, bottom line. But I've been wanting for a while something so transparent, it's ridiculous. As an up-and-coming trader, the one thing that frustrated me more than anything is someone who may or may not know something about trading, and I assume they did because I was there paying my money, that felt like they weren't telling me the whole story. I've always felt that. Yes, you're making money, but could I really do that? What extra thing, right? You read famous trading books. I've read books about people that I really, really like. And I've looked at the systems that they talk about, and they don't exactly work that way. Have you ever felt that? Have you ever been frustrated by that? I remember Alexander Elder's first book, and I've even recently tried to code one of his old strategies. And gosh darn it, it doesn't work. The book, it works. It doesn't work for me. Why? What extra? What are you holding back? Well, that's bothered me forever. And I wanted to try to make something that you would get everything. Like there is no secret, right? I wanted to be just so transparent. So that's really a huge issue for me. I wanted that to be accomplished. And the Heron, after researching, has been my vehicle, right? I want everyone to be able to follow along, and I want you to have all the information. No secrets, right? That was a huge, humongous thing for me. Think about it if this works, right? How cool would that be? I mean, Think about how exciting trading is, and it's so exciting for me. How cool would it be that you go to a seminar or you read a book and it goes exactly the way the person said it would go? I mean, gosh darn it. Oh, that just pumps me up. Right? I spent 22 years in tennis, and I'm being immodest, but almost everything went exactly the way I went and said it would go. I was very, very proud of that. Maybe if I'm proud of anything, I'm proud of that. If I said a student could achieve this ranking, they did. If I told a college team we're going to win a championship in 3 years, we did, and so forth. I want trading to be the same way because that would be so awesome. So I wanted to talk about something, and then I wanted to see if it would happen. And in a kind of a crappy way, I want everyone to see if it doesn't happen. And I want to know why it didn't happen. And I want everyone to know why, or you won't know the why, but you'll be able to see the how. This isn't working. This system isn't working. And what am I going to do about it? And I can't wait to try to figure out why it didn't work and try to fix it. Like, I'm actually excited about that. Is that crazy? Right? I love having tennis lessons where people are all screwed up. I love that. I love figuring out why stuff isn't working. So a part of me would be absolutely ecstatic if it just works the way the research says it was, right? Obviously, that's great. But I'm actually perfectly excited about figuring out if it doesn't. And I wanted you to be able to follow along with me. Have I said it enough? I want it to be transparent. Furthermore, I want proof. I have so many axes to grind with this trading stuff, right? I want to prove that day trading can be done. I want to prove that robots work, right? There are people say that robots don't work, which is ludicrous, but I want to prove it. And I want to prove you only need one thing at a time. I want to prove you can focus and have it work. That you don't need some complex algorithm. You don't need Portfolio Maestro where you plug in all the different trade sizes of 100 different instruments and you figure out what one thing, robot, right? Or, and again, I use that in quotes. Can you see me doing quotes? When I say robot, this system is tradable discretionarily, and I say it a bunch of times in the course. But you need to trade it like a robot. So when I say robot, I mean, yes, literally a robot, or trade it discretionarily, following the rules 99% of the time, and being a trading systems trader, being a human robot. And then, as I say in the course, possibly even doing better. Could a human do 99% of these rules and do better? How? Well, could they take that target out a few more pips and make more money? Could they cut the loss, right? Instead of getting all the way to a stop loss, could they cut it out 5 pips early? Could a human make those calls and do better? I love robot automated trading, yes, but I would love for someone to do better than me. I say it all the time. So I would love for a human, I would love a human to trade like a robot and have it work better, or I'd love to just trade it automatically and have it work great too, right? So these are my axes, and maybe there are a few more axes I've got buried too. Bury the hatchet, bury the axe, right? But I want proof, and I want it to be public, and I want people to follow along. As I said, yes, this might fail, right? But I'm really excited about doing this out loud in public, right? And I will work my brain off. Ooh, that's kind of weird. I'll work my brain to the bone. That's also weird to make this work. Okay. So if you paid money and you bought the course, understand I fully intend that this will work. And if it doesn't, I'm going to be on it like flies on stink to make sure it works right. Okay. A couple other things if you're curious about the Heron, the cost. Initially, I was going to make this an all-for-one. You just buy the course, add up the robot cost plus the cost of me making the course, and just add it all up, one price, and include the robot. I was going to do it that way, but I didn't. Two big reasons, two monstrous reasons. Not everyone can trade the robot as is, and that's kind of a problem. You need GMT -5 on your server. Who offers GMT -5? Oanda does. That's where I trade, okay? You log into your account and it said, what server would you like? And it says GMT -5, and I pick that, and everything works properly. If you have GMT something else, GMT +2, GMT whatever, because the Heron only trades a very specific time of day, only a 5-hour window, how does that window translate to another part of the earth? Well, I've tried to put it in the code. I spent 8 hours on it and couldn't figure it out. Now that I'm coding a little on my own, I'm going to try to figure it out again, but I can't figure it out. You need to trade this window to get the same results. You trade a slightly different window, the results won't be the same. We're trading a very specific time of day with a very specific set of traders who also trade that time of day. So if you have a server that's different than GMT -5, I'm not recommending trading this robot. Trade it discretionarily. But if you do, then you can buy the robot. So I'm going to make a big price. I'm going to make a $500 price tag or whatever. And now you can't even trade the robot? Well, that's not good value, right? Plus, I get discretionary traders who email me, right, who want to trade systems but want to trade discretionarily. I get those emails. So why am I making them pay for a robot they won't use? So you with me? You figure out what I'm doing? I only want you to pay for what you want. So buy the course. That is for discretionary. It's $99 just for discretionary, okay? That's everything you need to be a discretionary trader. You shouldn't need a single else darn thing. But if you want to trade it and you want a robot and you want one already done, then I have one. You want to code it yourself? Fine, do that. More power to you. That sounds great to me, right? So that's why the split prices. 99 bucks for the course, $3.99 for the robot. I did code this one myself. This robot took fairly long time for me to do. You add in all the research time, and it's a little bit more expensive than the others because it costs me more time. So that's the reason. So that's where the costs come from. But just curious, just because we're talking here, I mean, what is a good price for these courses? Right? Everyone says, well, $1, right? Well, first of all, we're going to do a talk or a blog post on, do you really want stuff for free? I mean, what do you really think? If I was a trillionaire and I gave this away for free, what would you think? I bet you $1 you'd think, well, this is cheap. This is garbage. Who would give away something good for free, right? I think that, right? But, furthermore, I do want to get paid for my time, right? I get paid for the amount of time I've spent. What is it? I get paid like $1 an hour or whatever for a lifetime membership or something like that, $2 an hour. But anyway, so what's a good price? Well, I tried to keep it reasonable because I want people to be able to afford it. I don't think those are big prices, but just think about this. If this robot goes the way research says, and it turns 10,000 into 50,000 fairly shortly, or 10,000 into 1.9 million, which I've actually done the fun little research, hypothetical research, right? If it turns 10,000 into 50,000 and you spent 99 plus 399, I mean, that's a pretty good deal, isn't it? You made 40,000, but you spent 500. I mean, is that a good deal? I mean, my goal is that this provides an income stream into the future with me watching it and correcting it as needed. I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, feel free to email me and tell me I'm a jerk, marketer, whatever you want to call me. But, I mean, I just feel like, this is a decent price for something that I plan on working and trading myself for a long time. What if you use it as a retirement vehicle, right? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I might, right? If it makes 10,000 a year for 30 years, like if the Heron is my retirement vehicle, and I talk about that in the course, by the way, I mean, it makes 10 grand a year for 30 years. I mean, is that worth 500 bucks? So again, these prices, a lot of thought went into these prices. I feel like they're fair, but I'm open to all suggestions as long as they're positive and not jerkdom. I'm open to anything that's positive and smart. So feel free to email me. Okay. Here are a few more points I want to make. How this is going to work, right? Well, this is live, right? It's on my FX book, and I'm not going to talk about it, but I was very, very down on my FX book, very skeptical, didn't like it. I like it right now. Right now, I like it. It's doing my results perfectly. I was worried about that. I don't feel like anyone can break into my account and cause havoc. I feel confident in that. So I feel real good about it right now. That might change. It might go public somewhere else. It might just go public on my own website. But right now, it's on my FX book. I give the link in the course. I think I gave the link. If I didn't, you want the link, just ask me. I've given it a bunch of places, and I'll give it as many times as I need to. So it's going to go live. We're just going to see what happens, right? And periodically, I'm going to come on a webinar and talk about it, right? Oh, it's going great. Here's why, or here's what's happening, right? It's mediocre. I need to make some changes. Here's what I've done. Or, yeah, it's in a drawdown, but it's perfectly in line with everything, and we're just going to plug on, right? I'm just going to talk about it. So this is going to be an ongoing research project, and we'll talk about it hopefully for many weeks, months, years to come, all right? Now, my goals for this robot, this is important. I want to put up big numbers on this, right? It's my own money. I'm starting small, and I'm going to add money to it every single month. I'm going to keep going and going and going. But I want it to return. I want the returns to be big. So trade size is going to be higher, and I'm going to accept a max drawdown higher than you may like. I'm willing to go up to 50% on this, okay? So follow along, but you don't have to use the same trade size, right? If it goes well and you want to get involved, you say, I want to do what you do, fine, do that. But also you might want to cut it in half or more, right? Do not have, you understand, I'm going for big numbers on this, so you don't have to, okay? Just FYI for your information on that. All right. So why do I believe in this? Well, let's talk about it, right? Let's go through some numbers. Here is a test I ran. This is just on a small trade size, right? So you can see small numbers, but you can see total net profit at 69.44 since 2003, I believe, with a max drawdown of only 300 bucks, right? That is a nice risk reward ratio. I'm very comfortable with that profit factor. In my robot world, 1.2 and above seems to work well if you get a lot of trades. 1.6 is perfectly fine avec moi, with me. That was French. Don't know why I said that. Love the amount of trades, 26, over 2,600 trades. Oh, I just adore that. It is the most often traded robot that I trade, right? It trades the most. I have the most data on this one than anything I've been trading. So I like all that. And if you want to see the graph, left to right in a nice line with a lot of trades. So that made me a believer. Ha ha ha. But that's not all. There's the webinar that wouldn't work. There's the fair value page we'll talk about in a second. And here is, I talk about this in the course, earnforex.com. What you can do is run a report and then plug it into this website and you get results broken down. So here is the exact same robot, but maxed out in trade size. I think 2 full lots, I believe. All right. I'm sure it's 2 full lots. Okay. Look at the profit changes, right? I think that was 0.1 over here, right? Or something very tiny. This is what happened. $139,000 profit. Well, what's the drawdown? Let's see. Short positions, long position, win-loss series. Right. Profitable positions, 30 in a row is the win. The max losing is 5. I like that. There's your max drawdown, 6,000 bucks. Okay. So you make, in theory, right, 139,000, and the worst drawdown you'll ever see, 6,200 bucks. That is a nice profit to drawdown ratio. It's like over 20 bucks of profit for every dollar of drawdown over these series. That's pretty awesome, right? You wonder why I'm excited about it. This is why, right? And why would I want to fake data for myself, right? I'm trading this. So I'm not trying to fake you out here and show you something to get you to buy it and then, send you on your way. Bye-bye, everyone. Hope it works out for you, sucker. Right? This is what I convinced myself on, right? This is what I'm going on. This is what I'm excited about. Here's periodic data. This site breaks this down. You can see the returns by years. It did great back in the early 2000s, which doesn't mean a whole lot to me just because it's a long time ago, but it did great. Always curious about the great Armageddon of 2008, 2009. Awesome in 2008. Okay in 2009, so that's good. If we have something bad upcoming, this robot should, in theory, perform well. And then I like to look at really from 2012 and beyond. That is really relevant to me to the last 5-6 years. You can see nice and consistent. 2016 was awesome. Why wasn't I trading this then? Crap. But it's done okay so far this year too, right? Again, these are not live results. I didn't do this myself. I just released a course yesterday. This is hypothetical, but it's exciting to me. Check this out. I'm going to show you this, right? I love this. You won't like it at all. You'll just think it's weird, right? The balance over trades, this site. Look, this is a linear regression, okay? It's just a picture saying, is your system going way above its norm and should you expect some calming down? Or is your system kind of underachieving and could you be in a good stretch? Well, obviously it started back here. We went on a hot streak, but then through this series of trades, look at this. I mean, it just overperformed, right? This is the linear regression. This is the mean. This is where your trading system should perform, right? You can see we're flying, and that's great, but you see things slow down, and oh, look, it hit the linear regression. Another hot streak, and then came back to the mean. But, fairly recently in the last number of trades, like it hasn't been doing that great, right? Now, remember, 2008 was a great time. But the short version is, look, we're under the linear regression line. So starting trading it now, according to the numbers, says, we should have a decent period. I mean, that could be a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but sure is fun, ain't it? So anyway, this is the stuff. All of that is in the course too. If you want to go through it, I go through it in more detail. But you wonder why I'm excited. That's why I'm excited. That's why I'm putting my own money on it. Okay. All right. So that all being said, deep breath. What if we're sitting here talking and I'm blabbering on and you're not a day trader at all, right? And furthermore, you don't like stop losses, right? Because the Heron day trading system has stop losses. You hate stop losses. You like to trade without stops. And what if you like trading long term, right? Right? Whether you do, whether you don't, let's talk about it for 2 minutes, right? I just want to show you something because I'm thinking about putting this on the Fair Value website anyway. First of all, I understand it's not fun to trade this way. Most of my talk is day trading system, right? And one of my favorite Rob Booker books, Adventures of a Currency Trader, I read it earlier in my career. It's still one of my all-time favorite trading books. I recommend it. Rob Booker, Adventure of a Currency Trader, right? And if you read it, do you remember the part where he finally, he chronicles kind of his semi-autobiographical journey, and he met a real trader, like guys who made money. Like he was so pumped up to see what they did, and they all just sat around. Like it was totally quiet. No yelling, no screaming, just people sitting at their computers waiting for their long-term trades to be profitable, right? I'm just throwing this all out. Yes, I'm pumped about the Heron, absolutely, but we need to just keep in the back of my mind, just in the back of our mind, okay? Can we just as a final little cherry on top of our sundae, trading long-term might be a good thing. Again, let's just keep it in the back of your mind. Who trades long-term? The turtles did, the trend-following turtles, right? They were daily, weekly charts, long trades. Warren Buffett is long-term. We knew that. Index fund are extraordinarily long-term, right? All of these are long-term, and they're all extraordinarily successful, right? Anyone who says day trading is bunk, well, I'm trying to prove that wrong, but at the same time, I'm open to long-term trading's merits because I'm always open-minded to everything, right? Yes, I don't believe day trading is bunk, but maybe we could do both, huh? Right? There is an argument to be made, especially what if this Heron thing goes bad? Right? Then what are we going to be talking about? Long-term trading, right? But there is an argument to be made that maybe we should all be long-term, okay? Because of that, right, I just put the fair value page on the website. And those trades are kind of long-term, although a lot of them are done in 24 hours. Or you can be in a trade a week. Is that long-term? Right? I guess not, all right? But I think the fair value is way longer term than something like the Heron, okay? But what if we didn't worry about the day-to-day profits? What if we didn't worry about that? What if we just said, listen, we've talked about this before, but I just had to talk about it again because it's just a nice contrast. What if we just let our bills be paid like once a year? Freaky, right? Because I actually might do a live account of this too. Like there are reasons I'm talking about this. As you can maybe surmise by now, I do have reasons for everything I do. All right. But just for fun, all right, give me 2 seconds. Let's say you needed 30 grand a year to retire, right? You had a huge retirement account, like 500 grand, right? We've talked about that so many times. 500,000 to $1 million. You've got that big number, right? Mr. Money Mustache, people who have saved up. What if you needed about 30,000 a year to cover your expenses, right? And what if every time you took a trade, you made your yearly budget? Like what if you needed one trade a year, right? Wouldn't that be unbelievable? Here's an example, right? Look at this. Aussie dollar, daily chart. This is kind of based on the fair value system. Waiting for price to get extreme. When price gets extreme, I take a position. If price goes against me, I take another position. And the profit target is $30,000. Look at this. This is the whole year, 2013 to 2014. We need 30,000, Martha. We need 30,000, Sam, right? Well, honey, we didn't get it from January to July. We didn't get nothing. And all of a sudden you take 2 trades and boom, $30,000. By the way, that's $30,000 right there, okay? You want to look, what is that trade in 2013? Trade list. Show me 2013. Show me 2013. Bam, $37,000. Okay, just so you know, right? Isn't that worth thinking about? Right? Let's go back to that chart just one more time, right? Did it again, right? Look at this. 2014, quiet all year. At the end of the year, took a trade. By 2015, boom, another 30,000, right? What if another 30,000 goes long and short, right? You make your whole year on one trade a year, right? Anyway, I might be start talking about this more. I'm just throwing that out there, right? You want to know, well, the Heron's out. What am I going to talk about next? Who knows, right? Maybe this. But this is I just want to spend a few minutes at the end, put this bug in your ear, and just start thinking about that. My goal is that you solve this trading problem. I'm going to show you 3 different styles that I think can work. Long-term, short-term, trading without stops, trading with stops, day trading. But I'm going to show you basically 3, trend following, trading without stops, and day trading. I'm going to show you 3 ways to get it done. Use all 3, use one of the 3, whatever, but I'm going to keep throwing stuff at you, okay? And I think this is absolutely worth thinking about. All right, bottom line, so happy to do this Heron live experiment. I've been happy every single day. So hopefully you can watch. Feel free to watch, right? You have that link, or ask me for that link, or get the course, whatever. Just watch. Don't put any more money on it. Buy the course if that's a reasonable amount of money, or just follow the link, right? Follow the link and watch. If it goes great, then email me or buy the course, whatever. If it doesn't, you get to watch and laugh at me and say, ha, nothing works, right? You get to have fun doing that, whatever. But I'm so excited to be doing this, and I'm going to take any questions, and then I'm going to show the fair value stuff. All right, let's see. Oh, no, somebody said Dabo Sweeney. I'm wearing a Clemson shirt, by the way, so oh, that's funny. Wow, that's a sign. All right, let's see. Umer says hi. All right, let's go through the questions. Daniel says Doug has someone with the... Anyway, Doug, that's funny. Yes, we can have him as a guest speaker. I don't want to say anyone. I don't like to say anyone's name unless they give me permission, but that's funny. All right. KI says 99 pays for the strategy rules and explanation of the rules how to trade it manual. 100% yes. It's 13 videos. They average over 5 minutes each. Some go up to like 13 minutes. But I go into extraordinary detail behind the philosophy behind the Heron. You get all the settings. You get exactly how to trade it manually. So yes, you don't need, you pay $99, and my goal is that you don't need to buy the robot at all unless you just like robot trading. So yes, I specifically went out of my way to be really detailed. Talon, that's funny. Quit apologizing for what you charge. Are you yelling at me? Douglas is yelling at me. All right. I'm not apologizing. I'm just, being honest. Talon says, why aren't you showing trade history balance and trades on my FX book? I might, Talon. Here's what I want. I'm 99% happy with my FX book, but I'm not experienced. What am I, 2 weeks old in my FX book, something like that? Maybe a little more than that, 3 weeks, whatever, a month. I don't know how easy it would be for some jerk to come in and start copying trades and copy and steal stuff, right? I mean, I try to be totally open, but I really don't want someone to steal stuff, right? I try to be reasonable with my prices, and I try to give a bunch of stuff away for free, and that's why I'm open, right, Talon? I'm open to everything, but that's why I don't want someone to go in, maybe buy the course for $99, then go to the histories and try to recreate it, build their own robot, and just be a jerk about it. So that's why. If it's a make or break thing, I'll consider it. All right. Please share your MyFX book link. All right. What's the best way to do that? Let me think about that. Tell you what, I'll tweet it out. Okay? That'd be, well, as soon as I'm done, Suresh, I will tweet out the MyFX book link. I think I already have, but I'll do it again. My Twitter is @swelsh66. Okay? I think that'd be the easiest way to do that. I don't want to mess with the question box and whatever. What if the markets change and it isn't that profitable? Might it be possible? Do you think about optimizing? Yeah, I think maybe you asked that question, Ulrich, before. 100%, right? Now, I optimize not for the most profit. I optimize for stuff that's down the middle. So that's why I believe it will work going forward. The Hornets that I trade have worked in various markets. I've been trading those since 2014. But yes, it's possible that it will change, and I'm going to be right on top of it making adjustments. When I make adjustments, anyone who has a course gets those for free. Anyone who has robots gets that for free, and so on. Okay, so yes, absolutely. Is the Heron a fair value system? No, no, no. Heron is a follow the trend system. It determines the trend and gets in and goes for a small profit target. You sound fabulous. Thank you. I'm interested in copying through my FX book or buying it. Can I take advantage of the 100% training bonus, which means monthly withdrawal, and could this affect the performance in any way? Jonathan says, I'm not sure I get it. I know how to copy on a MyFX book. I think I have to have 3 months of history. That's what they said. I don't know if that's true. Again, I'm brand new on MyFX book. But you could buy it too. My account, in his account, 100% trading bonus, which means, okay. The other thing I worry about, and I forgot to mention this, I'm worried about if I put a Hornet publicly and a lot of people trade it, will it affect performance? I've always worried about that. And so I'm putting the Heron out there. I want to shatter that. I want to show that the Forex market is so deep that we can all trade it and nothing will happen. But I'll be able to tell because I'll be able to watch the demo trades on my trade station and my demo. And if things start going awry, I'll be able to know and we'll adjust. But yeah, copying I think is available. Once I'm approved and verified on my FX book, you can copy through there, I believe. Again, I'm not super knowledgeable yet. No, source code, and I talk about that in the course. I do everything but the source code. You can change inputs. I just don't give the source code. I personally never look at the source code, even in this one, which I built myself. I just don't think it's relevant. I think it's only relevant for people who kind of want to take it and borrow it and sell it. Is that wrong? But no, I don't offer the source code. I'm sorry for being pessimistic. But it shouldn't make or break anything. You can change inputs though. So if you want to test it, you can test it and you can change things. How often are settings adjusted? The answer is never. That's my goal. I won't change a thing. If drawdown is within historical norms, not changing. If it's wildly profitable, I'm not changing. The way I test, Daniel, I have settings on Hornet robots, which are similar to Heron that haven't changed or been touched since 2014 and some for 2013. So 2014, 15, 16, 17, we're almost at going on 4 years and I haven't changed a thing. So that's my goal. Years, plural, of never having to change anything, but I will if I have to. The criteria is if the drawdown or consecutive losing trades goes way over historical norms, then I will change. Not until it destroys the numbers and does something out of line. Talon says they won't be able to call it, but trade copying might be another story, but trade history offers a lot of insight. All right, Talon. I had a student named Taryn, so can I call you Taryn? Talon, absolutely. Again, I'm open to that. Just let me think about it. I'm absolutely open to all that. If there's, like I said, I'm open to it. I bought the Heron today. Does it kind of replace the Hornet? Or the Hornet is only available to lifetime members. If you're not a lifetime member, no one can have the Hornet. Lifetime members spend a lot of money, and A, I wanted a perk for them, and B, I just wanted a perk for them. No, I only wanted a small group of people trading the Hornet. I was going to keep the Hornet for myself forever, but I like working with people and I like helping people, so I wanted to only offer that to lifetime members. So there's only a handful of people trading the Hornet. The Heron is the public version of that, okay? If you're interested in lifetime membership's going away pretty much forever by the end of May. I'll talk to you about it, but I just don't really want any more lifetime members, but I'll talk to you about it, okay? Would it be against the rules to allow others to copy me? That's not my favorite thing to do, but, whatever. I would like to be paid for my time, but I want it to work, and I want to help people. That's most important. So if you feel that's cool, then I guess that's cool. I'm sure you can also opt out of allowing others to copy your trades unless you really do want to get paid for it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about copying. I'm open to that too. Again, if this works, we're going to have a lot of fun problems, right? If it doesn't, then I'm going to have to be adjusting and nobody will want it, right? Looking forward to the journey. Man, I'm looking forward to it. Do you have a service where you coach privately on how to develop system and how to, I do hour sessions. I have done that before, yes. People sign me up for coaching various things. Sometimes it's mental. Here's my system. Teach me how to trade it better. I am 22 years of experience being a mental performance coach. It's something I really am passionate about. So yeah, or if people want to talk about their system, I'm happy to do that too. So again, just email me. Talon says, he called me Miranda. That's funny. Whereas the lifetime purchase page, no such thing. It's all through me. Because it's such a closed, small group, I just do everything. So email me at, on the screen, scottwelsh@gmail.com, and we can talk about it. Absolutely. All right. We didn't even get to my fair value page. Do you want to look at it real quick? All right, here it is. You go to Fair Value Traders page, right? There's the link. What I'm going to do is monthly or so, I'm going to put the demo results, and TradeStation and MT4 are nearly exact, so it's kind of cool. So when you see one platform, you see them both. 514, I updated. This is 0.1 lots. This is tiny trade size on a tiny account. This is what they've done just for this year. It's up $277. Notice there's no trades currently open. Remember, when you trade this style, you don't want to be in trades for a long time. It's tough. But these are closed trades. There is no negative drawdown right now in this system. Here's the results from my live account trading 0.1 lots. I added it up twice, and I've made more money in my live account trading a small trade size in one of my accounts than I have than the demo. So I don't know what that means. I've made more money than testing says I should. I could have added wrong. I did it twice, but there you go. Here are the annual returns using that tiny trade size. So you can see we've made 277. It looks like we're due for an uptick, right? Most of the other years are double that or more. So hopefully we'll see a lot of fair value action. And here are some guidelines. Okay, everybody, tons of information. This has been a good one. I've really liked this. Email me with questions. I'm 24 hours or less with email, so I'm happy to talk to you. Let's get that back on the screen. Here's the contact information, email, Twitter, and I'll go ahead and tweet that link out right now. All right, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.